Thinking about moving to North Idaho? Well, let's see if you can survive your first winter. Dave and I, we really went out of our way this time when we brought on a couple of winter survival experts, our wives, and we're going to talk about how to get through your first winter in North Idaho. Here we go.
If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to click that bell, subscribe, and follow, because we put out a lot of content here in North Idaho. And if you have questions about moving here, go ahead and give us a call, whether that's right now or 12 months from now. We'd love to get that conversation started with you. First thing about Idaho winters is getting ready with the right mindset. So I will tell you this, that living in North Idaho is not easy. It's not gentle. It's not a very passive lifestyle. I think a lot of people that move up here, that's something that they don't realize. They would like the comforts of the conveniences of where they've come, where it has really good weather. We have weather up here. We absolutely do. And we have very angry seasons sometimes. Angry seasons. But winter for sure is one of those. We've had winters. Our first winter here, we were bummed because we didn't even have snow at Christmas. No. And I don't think we had snow until mid-January that year. And when it came, it came. So, but living up here is an active lifestyle. And I think that the first thing mindset-wise for winter is to be ready for it. And there's a lot of prep that goes into that, right?
Does that involve getting angry like my wife does when it starts to get cold outside?
Yes.
As soon as the leaf starts changing, it's gorgeous, but I start saying the F word in my head. Mm-hmm. It's coming.
My wife says it out loud.
Here we go. Yeah.
It's my favorite season. It's really difficult with all that negativity flying around the office.
Fall is my favorite season, but I will tell you, people that are used to have creature comforts, right? You can only Netflix and chill for so long. You have to be willing. You have to be willing to get outside, and you're going to live in the elements, right? If you don't have the right shoes, if you don't have the right coats, the right beanies, the right gloves, if you don't have that stuff, winter is miserable. Mm-hmm. And truthfully, I think it takes one of those winters where, you know, it's kind of like when it rains. Everybody goes to AutoZone and buys windshield wipers that day. Nobody preps for it. If you're going to come up here, there's a few things, and I think we're going to talk about some of this preparedness, but making sure that you have the right gear, the right mindset, that you're ready for the fact that some days leaving your house is going to be a little bit of a chore.
Yeah. Okay. A question. What's your biggest challenge facing winter?
I mean, I think it's just being cold.
Well, there's that.
Period. Okay. I would say, like, since we're on the topic of mindset, I would say that is huge in terms of being like, if I were to sit here and say, oh my God, I hate winter, oh, I hate winter, I hate winter, and then just keep that mantra in my head, winter would be awful. But like when we lived downtown, we walked a lot in the winter. So if it was snowing, we'd be like, let's go on a walk. Because you can walk in the snow. Like, it doesn't drench you. It doesn't make you wet. You know, we would go on walks and we would enjoy it. We'd still go walk and get coffee. We were still outdoors and enjoying it. But we were dressed appropriately, right?
Yeah.
I had my gloves, my beanie, my big jacket on. So mindset is everything. There is a lot you can do if you want to, or you can just sit there and want to feel miserable.
Be a negative Nelly. Yeah. Okay, Renee, what's the biggest challenge you face in the wintertime?
Definitely mindset. That would be number one, but also just snow in general. We now live in the sticks, so it's going to be a lot harder to plow our driveway. We have to wait for the city to
Especially because you don't have to plow at all.
Yeah, we don't. We have to wait for the city to come plow the roads. So, you know, we go to the gym at 5 in the morning. The roads aren't plowed at 5 in the morning. So it's just changing your mindset of, okay, if it snows, this is what we're doing. When we lived in the city, it was, okay, we need to get up 30 minutes earlier because we have to shovel the driveway or snow blow the driveway. So it's just making it part of almost a routine in your mindset of, okay, this has to happen so we can get here, as opposed to, oh, it just snowed. I guess I ruined my whole plan for the whole day. You know, it just you just take it and go.
Yeah, Dave.
What's the question?
Biggest challenge overall.
My wife.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
No, it really is. Honestly, like I really enjoy the winter. I find a lot of stuff to do. I'm happy to be outside with it. Really, it's trying to make sure that she's happy, right? Like a few things. I got to make sure, now that we have a big fireplace, I got to make sure there's a fire going for her. I have to do those things. I have to make sure that the house is warm, that she's taken care of, because that is like, when she's not happy, we're not happy.
Yeah, I think
so. I'd say the biggest challenge for me, though, outside of that, and that's not a huge challenge, but the biggest thing for me is that, honestly, being a dad, being a man of the house, like I know when it snows late at night, I'm likely going to be the first one up to have to go make sure that everything's plowed and taken care of and the driveway's clear and shit's not frozen and everything else. So I think for me, it's just, I find myself waking up earlier and spending an hour before I get to go to work when it snows heavy because I have a lot of work to do.
Good ones. Yeah. Mine is the dirty little secret that nobody talks about, and that's that daylight is hard to come by up here in the wintertime. Days are very short. We're very far north. You know, it's dark. What time let's see. It's gonna. So my watch is telling me 4:30 is
Dark at
sunset.
4:30 yesterday. It was not cool.
Like we're there, and it's November 4th. Holy shit, that came quick, and it's gonna get darker. When's winter solstice?
December 21st.
So it's gonna get darker and darker until that moment. Another month and
that will be the shortest day.
Yeah,
and I think we're looking at 8 hours max of sunlight,
right?
Maybe less.
So that's the biggest challenge for me. I don't mind the cold. I don't mind snow. I like to be a little bit miserable. So, but I don't like short days. I don't like going to the gym in the dark, coming home in the dark. That kind of sucks.
Coming home from work in the dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That.
Yep.
All right. Next up, clothing and gear. So this one is a great topic, especially for the women out there, because you're going to feel the need to buy everything imaginable to make yourself warm, like my wife has done.
I have totally done that. Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
The first winter here, I was so scared of how cold it was going to be. So I got a lot of the gear. Since then, I think my body's adapted. And then I realized I'm really not outside that much.
That's the key. Hear that, people, because when your wife's like, oh my God, it's so cold. You're like, okay, you're outside of the vehicle, outside of your house for 30 seconds, walking to your car. Or maybe you have a garage that's heated. And then you don't even do that. And then you drive to wherever you're going. And then you walk 30 seconds into whatever building you're going to. And then that's it. That's your cold experience.
I literally prepare for two times in the winter. One is our ice skating event.
Okay, that gets cold. It's cold.
Yeah. That one gets in your bones.
We put on two events, one for first responders and one for our clients at the ice skating. And that is freezing because we're there for hours. So I am really prepared for that. And then I'm also really prepared for the lighting ceremony the day after Thanksgiving.
That one's awesome.
We are
also
the
outside
whiskey
for hours.
tangos that go down to the lighting ceremony and bring a couch, as opposed to bringing lawn chairs, full on setup.
So much warmer. We cuddled on the couch with blankets.
And everybody looked at us like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Freaking, this is my couch."
That was epic.
Everyone looked at us like we were geniuses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm bringing
Watch
for
how
sure.
many couches are there this year.
I'm going to have an end table and I'm going to have a light.
Wait,
It's going to be
Aren't
phenomenal.
we in the parade
We're in
this
the
year?
parade
though?
this year.
Shoot. Well, we'll figure it out.
We have 3
In the
weeks
back
to
of
figure
the
that
dump
out.
trailer.
I'll have
Yeah.
John and Tracy set it up for us.
We'll be fine. But so back on the topic of clothing and gear, there's a lot of things you can do that are not ridiculous. Having a nice warm winter jacket. Renee, you have your ridiculous Stay Puft marshmallow jacket behind you.
I do.
That is the warmest thing on earth.
I know.
And
It goes
it's
down
kind
my
of like a
ankles.
sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
It literally looks like a sleeping bag on. Yeah.
Yeah. They Stay Puft marshmallow.
But
Man.
you're cozy, and that's cool. And layering up is obviously important. I wear thermals a lot in the wintertime. And then if you're really bougie, you get the electric socks and gloves.
Yes.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Yep. That battery pack goes right in the side.
Keeps your
plugs
little
in,
toesies warm.
and
Can I say
keeps
something
you-
about these too?
Please
Because
do.
she loves these.
Please
But
do.
like she said, we rarely use these. These are
Twice
for
a
very
year.
specific
Yes.
things. I will say, if you're going to buy gear, here's the way to save money. You can spend a small fortune on winter clothes. The problem is, be very careful on trying to be fashionable, because find your one coat that works well for you. Find the one set of shoes that works well for you. Find the stuff that works well for you, because otherwise, if you go out and try to buy 5, 6, 10 coats because you want to look different, truth is that coat is great for her. She wears it to go out and see the chickens. She wears it to walk out to the car, and then most of the day it's actually off. So try not to be too fashionable. Go get yourself 1, maybe 2 coats that are very good. Spend the money on them, because otherwise you're going to buy a bunch of coats to be fashionable. They're not going to be warm. You're going to spend a bunch of money on these things, and you're not going to be comfortable. So
Yeah, my last down jacket, I got a nice cool down jacket. I think it lasted me 7 years, before it ripped.
Yeah, the majority of the time I just wear pea coats or something
Right.
Yeah.
cute because I'm not outside.
And a good beanie for us
Good
bald
beanie.
dudes.
I haven't
Yes.
found that.
But I wanted you to bring your boots today. You didn't bring your boots.
I know
The
we can
special
we can
boots.
cut in a video of the boots, but I
These
got some
boots
really
are talked
cool.
about quite a bit. I've made several videos about these ridiculous
what do you have?
boots.
What type of boots?
Yeah, I think it was from Overland Sheep Company or something
Okay.
like that. I found them. They were like $300, but they're leather boots. And what's awesome about them is the bottom has this like pop out, like you can pop it out ice. What are they called?
It's like
Like-
metal spikes.
Yeah,
Metal
spikes.
spikes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they like kind of like rotate.
It flips
pop in.
over, so you can put it in 4-wheel drive when you're outside, and then when you
So
go
if it's
inside,
icy, like frozen, then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have those on the bottom of your
spikes.
shoes, and then you just like if you go into a coffee shop or whatever, you just flip them back, so you're not like ruining.
They're
people's
freaking
floors.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I totally default just to the mucks and muds. I got in trouble for wearing them out to dinner, but they are neoprene.
Oh, yeah.
They're
What?
insulated.
What are they?
Neoprene?
Neoprene.
Neoprene?
Here,
I don't know.
here we
Potato.
go.
We're going to say it's
Here we
neoprene.
go.
Whatever.
A tour.
They're
Keyword.
waterproof and they're one piece. They're easy to slip on and off. You can put them right over jeans or anything else. And you can walk outside in snow, mud, dirt. It doesn't matter. They're insulated. They fit well. Those are, for me, that's essential. Having a pair of mucks or muds. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something that can get wet and get muddy and keep
Yeah.
your feet dry. Yeah.
Especially when you live in
Critical.
clay.
Critical.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, the next thing to survive the winter in North Idaho is driving. Look, there's a lot of prep that goes into this. I hear this from people constantly that call us. They go, how is driving in the winter? Here's what I'll tell you. Because we have a winter, the county, the cities, they're prepared for it. There's plows out constantly. They're de-icing the roads. Life goes on here in North Idaho. When it snows here, it doesn't change anything. Schools stay open. I see kids riding their bikes to school in the winter.
In t-shirts.
Our son in shorts. Yeah, it's crazy.
And
So,
Crocs.
yes. So things really don't get too bad up here. We absolutely have days that there's so much snow that things can't keep up. But if you're going to do that, the big thing is just preparation, right? And I think we're going to talk about it, but making sure you have the right tires, making sure you're driving the right type of vehicle. A rear wheel drive does not do good up here. All wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or front wheel drive, you will do fine. First 3 years up here, I drove a Ford Fusion. I'm still driving it now that my kids gave it back to me. And that front wheel drive with just regular winter tires on it, just like soft ones, non-studded, it does great. I get everywhere I need to be. I've never been stuck in it.
Yeah, good point. So in my truck, I just use all-terrain tires, and I'll run those all winter long, and I'm fine with that. And I've got 4-wheel drive when I need it. But
I will say that. So I have a Toyota Highlander, and the first winter we moved up here, I did not get snow tires, and I slid all over the place to the point where I was like shaking to have to drive in the winter. But as soon as I got winter tires, like those babies stick.
They're amazing.
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
and yeah, that's good confidence. And
It's like, don't be too confident.
whatever you want.
I'll be skidding everywhere.
And yours are not studded, but so the snow tires, the rubber is very soft. So in the wintertime, even when it's cold, it's still soft and it gets good grip on the road. You can also get studded tires. Do any of you guys have studded tires?
Nope.
No.
Oh, you don't?
So, and you might want those if you live like on top of a mountain, like you guys, because that they'll grip really well in that ice.
So interesting about studded tires too, and somebody check me on this, feel free, is that they're actually better for gaining traction to go as opposed to stopping. There's a lot of
see that.
times that you can actually slide on those tires worse than you can on these new soft ones. They sipe so much. That's little cuts in your lugs. But when they get those soft ones, they end up spreading open. They grab the actual snow, and then the snow binds to itself. That's why they're
They're awesome.
sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would do non-studded all day.
I'm on the fence on studded too. We used to run them on our patrol cars in Humboldt County, and on pavement without ice, they're actually fairly slick, especially when you're doing like 85 and trying to make a U-turn on the freeway. Bad day, but so keep that in mind. That's something to think about for sure. Back to vehicles. Okay, a couple other details with cars. Let me refer to my notes here.
If I can drive in the snow, anybody can drive in the snow.
Right.
That's my advice.
Oh, question, Dave. Does the PD still do, or did they ever do like driving courses for people?
They do safety driving courses,
Yeah.
winter driving courses, stuff like that. And I will say, if you're nervous about driving in the snow, you're the one that we don't have to worry about.
Good point.
Because people that are nervous about it, they're very cautious. They drive slow. The ones you have to worry about are people that, I got it. I'm in 4-wheel drive. Just so we're clear, 4-wheel drive does not stop your vehicle any faster.
That's the key.
I got rear-ended 3 years ago, and the lady jumps out, and she's in a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I'm like, ma'am, I saw her coming. I'm like, you got to slow down. She goes, I have 4-wheel drive.
Should put that in the police statement.
That's why you were going so fast. You had such great traction.
A couple other things to think about. Maybe having some emergency supplies in your vehicle. So if you do break down or you're out in the woods, like we go in the woods to show home sometimes, that you have something to help you keep warm, a blanket, a way to start a fire, flashlight, stuff like that. Common sense things that you should probably have in your vehicle all the time anyway. Oh, and number one, I almost brought mine in, but it's broken. The snow brush. Okay, so
Snow brushes are huge.
they're huge.
Huge,
Yeah.
yeah.
Costco has them up here. They have the extendable one that'll reach up on top of your truck. They will save your life. You can brush snow off with it. They have an ice scraper on the other side for when your windshield gets icy. You use something else, don't you?
I use the car wash.
Do you put the tarp on your...
I do. So you can get a frost shield. Frost shields are great. Basically, they go over your windshield. They go over your side view mirrors. And in the morning, you come out, everything's covered with snow. You pull them right off. You can see fine, everything else. They're great. But I would say, honestly, since I mentioned the car wash, get a car wash pass. They cost you like 25, 30 bucks. And honestly, when it snows and it's snowing really hard, sometimes I've gone through it 3 times in a day. I have a pass. I go through, it gets everything off. It warms up my car. The snow doesn't stick for a while. And then going back to your house, man, you do not want a foot of snow on your car if you park it in the garage.
Yeah. Ooh.
And
that's a
they
nightmare.
also salt the roads, and so going through the car wash rinses all that salt off
Keeps
from
the
the
rust.
other
Yes.
side of your car. Which
Underbody
prevents
wash for
rust.
sure.
I ran into a bit of a pickle last year because when it was super cold and I hit the car wash, my truck has the automatic mirrors and they fucking froze. And it was such a pain in the ass to get the ice out of the little...
Didn't your neat vehicle, didn't these steps freeze? Those are cool.
I also had an issue with my
Oh, you have
running boards.
the automatic running boards? Oh.
Yep. So the salt gets in there. It's mostly the salt, not the ice. The salt gets in there and causes them to skid, so they have trouble going up and down. And
It's neato.
so, yeah, it's a big pain in the butt.
That's
So
annoying.
I would not have automatic running boards.
Yeah, when they get locked like a third of the way out, and then you go to step and you catch it and you trip and eat shit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're neato for sure.
So somebody told me I'm supposed to always have them locked down or locked up, never have them moving in the winter, but
I didn't even know. I never
That
would
makes
have thought
sense.
about
I
that.
can't really get in my car without
Good.
them unless I'm jumping.
That's a
So lockdown.
Lockdown,
Pro
I guess, would
tip.
be the best way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of sludge on your vehicle, you have a great solution for that in your garage.
Yeah, so really cool. The first year we got here, man, we were parking. I like to park my car in the garage.
Yeah, because you're
right?
a firefighter. I get it.
Yes, I take care of my stuff. So
Yeah,
okay.
man. Cops just park that shit wherever.
I did when I was a cop. I just parked it wherever. So anyways, I like to park my car in the garage. A lot of people do. You want to keep it out of the weather. Don't want to jump into a freezing car in the morning. So they have mats. You can get all weather mats that are great. They're raised on the edges and you can get them to custom sizes. They cost a couple $100, but man, they are phenomenal. The first time you park a car in your garage with all the snow on it and it all melts, it is a disaster trying to get all that water out of your garage. So those mats are great. They collect it. The mat comes almost up to the garage door and you just squeegee it out. You'll get a little bit of spillover and stuff, but man, it collects everything. It's great. Garage mats for cars, amazing.
We got to get you one of those.
Yeah.
What's really cool is you squeegee it out and then it gets really cold and it freezes. It's just an ice sheet.
of ice right there.
Yeah.
You have to be
It's the
careful
only
when
downside.
you squeegee it out.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fun part of it.
On that note, that reminds me of something. So when you move up here, you got to be really careful using the de-icer on your concrete surfaces.
Yeah.
It will cause the concrete to pop. You can use sand. I don't really have another issue. I just usually do it anyway, but just know that it will jack your concrete up if you put that
Yep.
de-icer on there.
Sealing your concrete is really good, but don't use de-icer on your nice concrete for sure. Asphalt, go for it.
Yes, that is one benefit of having an asphalt driveway as opposed to concrete. All right, next up is, this may not be the best chapter title, but home life and safety. So around the house, things you can do to prep your home for wintertime. And this is very important. There's a couple of key details I'm going to give you right away, and then we'll dive into some more. But number one thing is you need to blow out your sprinklers. Sprinkler lines are not that deep and they will freeze in the wintertime. It will break the lines. It will break the sprinkler heads. Very easy to do, but it's something that is very important to do. There are a lot of companies up here that do it. I always do it myself. I'm not bragging, just saying. With a compressor. So you get your own air compressor, you plug that thing in and blow all of the water out of the sprinkler lines. It's easy to do, but it is very important. Another thing that will cause problems is if you leave hoses attached to the frost-free spigots on your house, they won't allow them to
especially.
function. They won't allow them to function, and it can crack the pipe inside the wall, and then that water can run down inside your house.
Every time we get a deep freeze, there is, if you talk to any restoration company up here, when we get a deep freeze and things start to thaw, they are overwhelmed with water salvage. Yes. Overwhelmed.
So remove your hoses in the fall. You don't need them anyway. Okay, a couple other things. Stocking up on firewood, pellets if you have a pellet stove, propane if you're on propane. It's a lot cheaper to buy it in the fall than the dead of winter, so fill that tank up. And then protecting any pipes from freezing. I always, on my frost-free spigots on the house, so the way they work, the valve is like 18 inches inside the wall, so it's inside the insulated envelope of the house. But I still put one of those little styrofoam things over the top of the spigot on the outside. Just
take precaution. They're $2
to be safe, right? They're super cheap. Yeah. Maybe hit your crawl space. Check for pipes that need to be wrapped. They should be, but insulate everything down there. Make sure it's nice and warm. Generator? Do you guys have a generator?
We need a generator.
Okay. We need one.
So here's my take on generator. We lived in Coeur d'Alene Place for 6 years. I think the longest we had power out was like 8 hours during one day when somebody ran into a pole.
Yeah.
You need to be able to keep your house warm and keep the water running, right? Those are the two big things. You're not going to die from the lights being out. You're not going to die from not being able to use your oven. Those things are not an issue. And some people want, I want to make sure I have a backup so I can use everything. In my opinion, you're not expected when everything's out in the utilities to be able to run your house at 100%. Right. You need to be able to keep it warm so things don't freeze and break and cause further issues. And you need to run the water. You need to be able to go to the bathroom, flush the toilet. For us, we live out on acreage and everything is electric, right? My well is hooked up to electric. Our heater is electric. So there's an issue if we lose power because we now have a fireplace, which not a wood stove, a fireplace which keeps no heat.
Really pretty to look at.
I noticed if you stand like 18 inches from it, you can really feel it.
So I'll just move all my pipes
sleep right there
within 18 inches. But the fact that I can't flow water,
right?
The fact that I would literally have to drain my tank to protect my pipes if we lost power for any extended amount of time. So I would say that generators are really important depending on where you're located, right? And then also, what does everything run on? If you're tied into natural gas and you can run some sort of stove or something else, that's great. If you have a water system, that's phenomenal, right? That puts an ease on your electrical system or the type of generator that you need. I would get a generator to make sure that you can heat your home and you can run your water. That's it. Anything above that, I don't think you need to spend the money on the, 40,000 kilowatt Generac or anything else like that. It's nice if you can afford it, but you really just need something to run water and heat.
I will say in 2021, we had that big windstorm. Do you remember that?
Downtown.
Oh,
yeah, we were downtown. We lost for 3 days. And we had a gas fireplace. And so anyways, nothing worked.
No, we had the electric. That stupid electric fireplace.
That's right. It didn't do any heat.
No, we had nothing for 3 days.
So we all made a bed in our bedroom, right?
Yeah.
And then we got like that Buddy heater.
Yeah. Little Mr. Buddy.
Mr. Buddy.
It
and we
barely
had to crack
throws
a
any heat
window
out.
so you don't die.
Yeah.
And then, and so we had all snuggle together and survive. I went to a hairdresser to get my hair washed one day.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
That's right when I was in the middle of doing my real estate course too, and I had to go to the coffee shop because I had to be there every day.
So after that, we got a
times.
generator.
Tough times.
Yeah.
And we've not had to use it.
Yeah.
And that was a crazy freak windstorm. But generators, I think really the focus on getting a generator though is to get water and heat in your house.
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree. The freezer is probably going to be fine because it's freezing ass cold outside.
Open the door and let it freeze.
Let it do its thing. And maybe think about candles, flashlights, batteries, dumb shit like that. It's good to have around.
Lots of batteries.
All right, health and comfort. Okay, there's a lot of tips in here, so stay tuned, people. We're going to tune you up. Okay, number 1, stay active. Don't
hibernate.
Don't hibernate too much, right? You got to get around people. You're going to be upset and sad and miserable if you're not around good people. So get out, even if it's just going to the coffee shop and hanging around. If you go to any coffee shop in North Idaho, somebody's going to talk to you. So don't worry about that.
And a couple coffee shops have nice fireplaces.
Oh, Coeur d'Alene Coffee. Do that. Doma. Yeah.
Doma's great. It's up right on the water.
Yeah. Well, so those are some good ones. So you get there early because those seats get snatched up. But also, there's a lot of winter sports you can do out here. Snowshoeing, obviously skiing, snowboarding. There's 5 ski resorts within an hour and a half of Coeur d'Alene, so you have a lot of options there. And snowmobiling. We need to go do that.
We need to do that,
Yeah, it's good to take on sports like that that require some skill at above 40 years old. Just go ahead and start them. Go ahead and rip. through the, it's great.
Give me
It's
the biggest
super
one you
easy.
got. Let's go.
Yeah,
Seems
take on
safer than
extreme
snowboarding.
sports at 40 plus. This is a good idea.
Yeah. So we'll video coming soon. Dave breaks his arm. But, and then, okay, so supplementation, take care of your body, right? Vitamin D, that's a big one.
It's a big one. Yeah.
And then let's see. So food, I love food. I'm not shy to admit that I drank a pumpkin spice latte now and then. I don't like that fake shit though. Don't give me that pump out of a bottle. I don't want that. I want you to make it by hand.
What has happened to you?
I'm sorry.
Look, there's lots of comfort things. Where do you like to, I'll ask you right now, where do you like to go get warm in the winter? Name them.
Oh, I got a good one.
Texas.
Oh my God. All right, I'm going to speak for my wife here. We got warm winter nights up here, right?
I don't know.
Go do a staycation at the hotel.
Oh,
Go to
yeah,
warm winter nights. They got a 101 degree spa that's an infinity pool overlooking the
or
lake.
you can go when it's like
When I
it's like 80 degrees and freezing outside.
Yeah, that was an accidental. But anyways, go to warm winter nights. Go down to the igloos. Okay, where we went down and we did dinner last year at the igloos. There's igloos at Crafted. There's igloos at the resort. I think there's other places that have them.
And that's the
I think
thing.
Winehouse
You
has
have to capitalize on the fact that it
Yes.
frickin' sucks outside. And so it's like you do things that make it special. Like we look forward to the igloos because they're only in the winter. We look
Yeah.
forward to the lighting ceremony because it's only at Christmas time. So it's like you have to find things that you look forward to in the winter because it is. It's long, it's gray, it's dark.
Right, but there's definitely stuff to do.
Yep.
And if you want to be warm, you want to have the comfort, like going to the resort in the winter is great, man. There's Christmas lights everywhere. It's beautiful outside. You can hop from shop to shop. You can go inside and outside. Like there's stuff to do. Just don't avoid those things. Like you can get out and you can get warm and you can do some really neat stuff in the winter.
Yeah. One of our favorite things to do is sauna. So
Heatpraxia.
Heatpraxia. I think there's
Symmetry
Symmetry
Freaking phenomenal.
Sauna
Sauna.
studio.
Oh,
But they have a new spot down by Tubbs Hill and Sanders Beach. It's phenomenal.
That's
they have
beautiful.
a 30-person sauna with windows that look over the lake.
And they have
It's
private
super
saunas
cool.
as
They do.
well.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
honestly,
I like people.
winter is the best time to vacation because none of us want to vacation in the summer because
Right.
that's
Right.
everyone moves here for the summer months, right? For the lake and the boat and all
Right.
the things. So the winter is when we plan our vacation. So it does give us a little bit of a break before, summer comes and we can go get that tan for 2 weeks and then come back and we feel a little bit revived and rejuvenated for the rest of the winter.
I agree. It's hard in the summer because people are like, where do you want to go? And like somewhere tropical. I'm like, why?
nowhere.
Well, I want a
Yeah.
beach and the sun and some water. And I'm like, we have a beach, we have sun, we have water, we have trees, we have. Yeah,
Right.
I don't want to leave.
I'm not
Nowhere else
leaving
to
in
go.
the summer.
No.
Yeah.
Go somewhere in winter. Dude, flights are cheap in the winter, especially if you go southern hemisphere, you hit the Bahamas or anything else, you can get that summer kick. Even if you go down somewhere like Scottsdale, it's warm enough in the winter there that you can enjoy it and you can get a break from it. I think getting a break from winter helps you survive.
And just getting the sun, even if it's not super hot outside, like Seth was saying, if you can just go get the sun for a couple days, you come back feeling so much better.
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing that helps me without having to travel is we have a red light bed.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
Yeah,
We're
it's
spoiled.
we invested in it, and it is really, really helpful because it's warm, it's bright. I don't know. I feel really good.
I've been making a routine of hitting that thing in the morning. Right when I wake up in the morning, before I even drink coffee, I go lay in the red light bed.
Yeah.
It's legit. Yeah, Heatpraxia has a bunch of those too. They have a whole room full of that stuff. So
Studio.
whatever. Symmetry studios.
Oh, look. Yeah, and then other things too are like consider indoor sports. We both do jiu-jitsu. We were rolling around this morning, and that's actually when you came in today. It's the first time you came to my gym. We came in today. There was like 23 people in there.
that's a lot.
There's normally like 8 of us.
It was packed. Yeah, everybody's
So,
getting that in.
Being able to come inside and do indoor stuff. I don't like doing indoor stuff in the summer. I really
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
But in the winter, it's a great time to play basketball. It's a great time to go to the gym and get that fluff off. It's a great
Pickleball.
time. Pickleball. All
Yes.
these things that you don't want to be. I hate being inside in the summer. I hate it. But the winter is a great time to do inside sports. They're phenomenal.
There's a lot of good options up here. There's a rock climbing gym. I haven't been there yet.
Croc
Over in
Center,
Post-
too?
Croc
Oh, yeah.
Center's great.
My brother sets there, I think.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Do you know what setting is?
No. Oh, setting
you
the.
put the rocks
Yeah.
in the places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, I
pretty
thought
good.
that was volleyball. I don't know. That.
Oh, also that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's another thing
He
you can
does
do.
not set for volleyball.
That would be entertaining.
Well, all right. I think that's a wrap. Any last minute tips before we cut this?
No, just embrace winter, dude.
Yes.
There's so much to do. Go check out. If you're up here your first year, you need to make a trip to Schweitzer. You need to spend a day up there, right? Checking it out. Even if you're not skiing or snowboarding, go up there and just check out the village. Go to Silver Mountain. Check out what they have there. Go up the gondola. Just look at the views.
Gondola.
Gosh.
You're killing me, bro.
You go to the
killing me.
if you go to the top of Schweitzer in the winter.
Oh, on a sunny day. Forget
the
about it.
view's incredible. Like, do those things. Go downtown. Check out the lights. Check out the stuff that's going on. There's winter events ever. Go ice skating. Go ice fishing. Walk on a frozen lake if you've never done it. Like, these are fun. Make sure it's fully frozen.
Yeah.
But cold dip.
Yeah. We almost got through a whole video without talking about cold plunge.
Oh, that's cool. Should we talk about CrossFit and veganism too? Cold dip. If you ever want to come cold dipping with us, we go in all the time. Various locations, days, times. But
surprisingly, the girls are really into it too. So
yeah, no, that's the only time my wife flipped me on.
Yeah.
No, they hate it. Yeah, just so the translation's there. They hate it.
Good stuff. Yeah.
You guys got anything?
No, I think for me, it's just being purposeful. You know, it's so easy to be happy in the summer because the sun is shining and it's easy to be outside on your bike, on your boat, on the beach. And in the winter, it kind of sucks. And so you really just have to be purposeful with what you're doing, how you're planning your day, what you're wearing. And it's really what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
Yep.
Do you have a pair of Uggs?
Yes.
More than one?
Like,
I plan to. Right now, I just steal them from my daughter
Plan
because she
to.
has 3 pairs.
She has 3 pairs. Wow.
Yeah, but her feet haven't grown in like 4 years, so she's just gotten like a pair each year, and so, yeah, I stole hers because she always steals my shit. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
stole hers.
Good to go. I
Same.
fully endorse that.
And I don't know how these videos come out, but if my facial hair looks different each time, that's because I don't know if they're out of order or not. I just had a beard. I shaved this. Boone's back.
Boone.
I'm gonna have handlebars pretty soon.
I
So
look forward to that.
yeah, somebody comment. Somebody tell me what to shave in my face. I'm all about it. I want to do something.
Tell me what to shave in my face.
Shave in my face.
That could go horribly wrong.
I'm down. Whatever.
I don't know. It's like, what video are you watching? Are you watching the one where Dave's like 20 or Dave's like 50?
I'm gonna be 20 soon. I shave it all off. I'm baby face again. Let it go. Winter North Idaho's rock. North Idaho's frick. I'm done.
Hey, we're done here. All right. Hey, if you guys are thinking about making the move because winter doesn't scare the shit out of you, then give our team a call. We have an excellent real estate team, and we can help you guys make that smooth move.
Yep.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.